Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk to you guys about my daily driver. This is the Acura ILX 2016. It is indeed a Acura and also basically a Honda. So today I'm going to talk about the pluses and the negatives of this car. If you're looking on the market for one of them, because it is a car with a decent price. It looks fine, exterior, interior looks fine. You have the great engine as well, great transmission, and when people see you driving this, you don't look poor. Let's start the car. So it's a start engine press button with key fob in the hands. All windows are automatic except the rear ones. So there's not much to talk about this car. So it is basically a Honda Civic because it is built on the same chassis. So the 9th generation Honda Civic is between 2012 and 2015. That's the 9th generation. But also the 9th generation has a lot of similarities with the 8th generation, which was from 2006 till 2012. So the body styling, like I said, it has very this Acura feel, which they retain till even today. This very fierce looking Acura car, along with the LEDs lights and everything. So it has a lot of Acura Honda DNA to it. So despite being the cheapest model of Acura family, this car is not so bad. The handling is good because it has this Civic handling, and we all know the steering on the Civic and the handling is not so bad. It's pretty good for the price. It gets the job done, and you can modify it a tiny bit if you want to track with the car. The interior wise, it's not the best quality. It has somewhat some plastics to it, but it's still Acura still did a very good job with the budget they had, and they wanted to sell the car for. It's really aimed toward a younger crowd of the Acura because it's cheaper. It has also a decent engine, 4-cylinder engine, and the interior is not so bad. It comes standard with 6 speakers. I would have loved something more like 10 speakers. Because it feels more equipped, but otherwise it's not so bad. Now let's talk about the fuel economy. The fuel economy is extremely good on this car, especially been designed for the more luxurious market. My average is around 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's not according to the dashboard, but according to my calculations, because every time I fill the gas tank, I calculate how much kilometers I've done and how much liters I have filled. So now I'm just gonna punch it a little bit. It's a bit lag, but still a bit of accelerations. As you can see, the transmission does a very good job at switching gears on accelerations. So despite being in the cheaper, lower tier luxury cars, this car has an absolutely great transmission. If you don't do your own researches, this car does not have a CVT conventional automatic transmission. It has a automatic transmission, and it is 8-speed dual clutch transmission as well. Wow! Now let's talk about the power. This car uses the K24, a very popular series for the 4-cylinder engines that Honda has extremely done a great job on the engineering. Everything started on the years of 2000 when the first K20 was equipped in one of the Honda SIR, also known as the Honda Civic Si hatchback. That one, yes, that one. And then it also shared with the Acura R6 the same engine, and then the Type S, and then this crowd kind of created so much aftermarket support that today you can easily get parts for any of the Honda engines or the hack. But this car, this Acura ILX 2016, has the K24 Z7. It's 201 horsepower and 170 pounds-feet of torque. And the red line is 7,100 RPM. That's the red line, but that's pretty good power. It is the same engine you would find in the Honda Civic 9th Gen Si version, which is the 2012 and 2015. So you have great power, great fuel economy, a great transmission for a great price. So for the 2016 compared to the ILX, which was also available between 2012 and 2015, this one has the dual headlights which is amazing. So it's basically separate projectors with different with a LED in each of the projectors, and each LED has its own widespread, so it covers a pretty wide angle. Not only that, they are very bright, they shine very far away, and they look great. Jewel, is it Jewel? Jewel. Anyways, so it has these Jewel headlights. They running like LEDs, very nice headlights. Amazing headlights, especially if you're looking into this price range of the segment. Talking about price, we're looking at $18,000 for this car. My buyback in 1 year is $1,500. So it is a great purchase if you're looking for good fuel economy, power, good transmission, LED headlights. That's if you're like me, you really hate the base models, BMW or Mercedes-Benz that comes with halogens. Like, come on guys, even Honda Civics or Corollas comes with projectors today. The road noises and the tire noises are very loud in this car, especially if this car is made to compete the more entry-level luxury segment. I would say, I remember I used the app with my iPhone and it was showing maybe 65 decibels, which is a lot for me. All the noise and all the sound and the tire, you mostly hear the tire noises. This one still has the stock tires. It's the Michelin tires. I don't remember which one, but it's the Michelin tires. It's not cheap tires, but you can hear a lot of the road noises, the patch, the tire contact with the car, and it resonates throughout the cabin in the front. The rear does a decent job. I don't hear the rear that much, but it's the front. The noise, as you can see right now, you can hear it. Like, especially at around 100, it's even louder. 120, wow. The transmission does jerk. It is not the best transmission, especially if you have a lot of traffics when you drive through cities. It jerks when it switches from 1 to 2nd gear and from 2nd gear to 3rd gear. And then, you're pressing slowly the gas pedal. The computer tells the transmission, okay, we don't need 3rd gear, we need the 2nd gear. That's when it's gonna jerk. It's like someone trying to learn driving manual transmission, that kind of jerk. Another disappointment on the Acura of these years, okay, it's not just this car, is the car is extremely big and ugly. It is a big rectangle, as big as almost a chocolate bar, I find. So it's almost as big as my rope hook that I use for the keys, and almost my entire keys are as big, as this key. And one of the very bad disappointment on this car is the infotainment system. The infotainment system is not Android. I believe it should be Honda's operating system, probably running on Windows, maybe. I'm not really sure, but anyways, it's their own system, and it's very slow, especially when you want to go through settings or audio sources. Many people has been complaining about this, the dual screen. It's extremely useless. One of the smallest screen is touchscreen, and one of the biggest screen is for infos, but the infos are almost, useless. I don't even need those informations. I don't get it, that's why. I don't get the point of having 2 screens. It is just absolutely stupid. I just don't get it. And especially if you're someone very gimmicky and you like to play around with the head unit and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you would be very disappointed into this infotainment system. And there's no GPS support, or there's no mirroring with your iPhone or Android phone. They do offer this HDMI special cable that converts from iPhone to or whatever into HDMI. I've tried to order one generic from Amazon. It does not work. You need the Acura one somehow. And then also with that, combining with that, that's a $100 cable, okay? And then with that, you need to buy the Acura GPS system application, which is $140. And I'm willing to bet that it is extremely old and odd to use compared to Google Maps that most of us use today, because Google Maps is very good. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this episode. Especially it's not on a very tunable car, it's just on a daily driving car. But I hope I can, talk about these points, because a lot of these videos on YouTube that I found didn't talk about the positive and negative of this Acura. They only talk about the positive. I really had to point out the cabin noise, which is a big factor for me. So I really hope I didn't influence you, you know, in a bad way, but in a good way on this car. And thank you very much for watching, and please guys, please subscribe. It really helps, you know, new YouTubers like myself. All right guys, and always remember, made in Quebec. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.